Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. It's May 18, 2023, 1:59 p.m. Oh my goodness. Look at this nice surprise today. FBI whistleblowers speak out. I sacrificed my dream job to share this with the American people. Here's Jim Jordan. FBI whistleblowers testify before House weaponization of the federal government. Forbes breaking news 3 hours ago, folks. Let's see what they have to say.
To the Constitution and to our country. Mr. Friend is a whistleblower, an FBI special agent, most recently in the Daytona Beach resident agency of the Jacksonville field office. Prior to becoming an FBI agent in 2014, Mr. Friend served as a police officer in Savannah, Georgia, and Pooler, Georgia. And as an FBI agent, Mr. Friend spent 7 years working human trafficking investigations and investigating crimes against children. Prior to blowing the whistle in 2022, Mr. Friend had received several awards from the FBI for his performance. Mr. Friend is a graduate of the University of Notre Dame. And again, after this service to our country, the FBI questions his loyalty to the country.
Oh boy.
Mr. Allen is a whistleblower and staff operations specialist with the FBI Charlotte field office. Mr. Allen has 20 years of experience as an intelligence professional in the FBI and the United States Armed Services.
Hey guys, anybody live in the Charlotte area in the Carolinas? I bet this guy knows what's going on with your case. Better contact him. He's a whistleblower. He's coming forward. I wonder how much information he knows about the terrorist watch list.
Prior to joining the FBI, Mr. Allen served in the United States Marine Corps, including service in Iraq, Kuwait, and Japan. In the Marines, Mr. Allen received several awards, including the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal and the Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal. Mr. Allen received an honorable discharge from his Marine Corps duty. And again, the letter we got from the FBI, they're questioning his commitment to our country.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Prior to blowing the whistle, Mr. Allen received several awards from the FBI, including being selected as Employee of the Year for the Charlotte Field Office in 2019. Mr. Allen holds a Bachelor of Arts degree from American Military University.
I went there.
Mr. Tristan Levitt. Mr. Levitt is an attorney and the president of Empower Oversight, an organization dedicated to enhancing independent oversight of government and corporate wrongdoing. Prior to joining Empower Oversight, Mr. Levitt was a Senate-confirmed member of the United States Merit System Protection Board, which adjudicates whistleblower retaliation claims. Mr. Levitt also served as the principal deputy special counsel at the Office of the Special Counsel, which enforces federal whistleblower laws. Earlier in his career, Mr. Levitt was a counsel for Senator Grassley on the Senate Judiciary Committee and staffer on the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. He's a graduate of Brigham Young University and Georgetown University Law Center and is considered an expert on the whistleblower law.
Wow. Expert on the whistleblower law.
As far as I know, the FBI hasn't questioned his loyalty to the country.
Not yet.
We welcome our witnesses and thank them for appearing today.
We'll
begin by swearing you in. Would you please stand and raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you are about to give is true and correct to the best of your knowledge, information, and belief, so help you God? Let the record show that each witness answered in the affirmative. Thank you. Please be seated.
There you go.
Please know that your written testimony will be entered into the record in its entirety. Accordingly, we ask that you summarize your testimony in approximately 5 minutes. We're going to give you plenty of time. But if you can keep it around 5, great. But if you go over, no worries there.
And folks, by the way, I'm not going to record this whole thing. It's a half an hour long. But the first testimony is a very good, and we'll listen to the first testimony. There are 4 FBI whistleblowers breaking the silence on the weaponization of the federal government and withholding their security clearances after dismissing these guys. I don't know if that's a good thing or a not good thing, but why should they maintain security clearances? This is a thing. And even Senator Rand Paul, who wrote to Christopher Wray, why are these guys maintaining their security clearances after they no longer work for the government? Why? Why? Then what ends up happening is they turn into the perpetrators. I'm not saying these guys. No, I'm not talking about these guys. These are whistleblowers. But a lot of these government officials, police officers, and FBI, whatever, when they retire, they maintain the security clearances, and then they become fusion center operatives, and then they're the ones that are harassing and stalking us and creating these programs against us. So let's continue, folks.
And we will start with Mr. O'Boyle. Mr. O'Boyle, you're recognized for your opening statement.
Chairman Jordan, members of the committee, thank you for addressing FBI malfeasance and allowing me to speak today. Aside from that point of gratitude, I'm sad, I'm disappointed, and I'm angry that I have to be here to testify about the weaponization of the FBI and DOJ. Weaponization against not only its own employees, but against those institutions and individuals that are supposed to protect the American people. I'm here today because even though I am wrongfully suspended from the FBI, I remain duty-bound to the American people to play my small role in rectifying these issues. After all, I never swore an oath to the FBI. I swore an oath to the Constitution.
Do you hear that, folks? Do you hear what he just said? I never swore an oath to the FBI. His sworn oath is to the Constitution.
I've served my nation and community my entire adult life. First in the United States Army, then as a police officer, and lastly as an FBI special agent. Shortly after high school, I joined the United States Army where I served in the infantry, and I was quickly promoted through the ranks. I deployed to both Iraq and Afghanistan in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. I served in the historic 101st Airborne Division. I received the Combat Infantryman's Badge, which is awarded to those infantrymen who engage in ground combat with our nation's enemies. The Army's official motto is, "This will defend." Along with numerous others, I volunteered to serve this nation, risking my life in combat to protect America and her values. I know some of the best men and women this country has to offer. They come from all backgrounds, races, and creeds. They helped mold me into the person I am today. Each was willing to sacrifice, and many did, to protect this great nation. It is our duty to honor their sacrifices by standing up for what is right, regardless of the difficulty. After serving in the Army, I became a police officer. Police officers, like me, are imperfect beings, but we strive to uphold the law and the Constitution. People who go to work every day trying to make their communities better, yet who nonetheless are faced with budget cuts and calls for defunding as we continue spiraling away from law and order as a nation. While serving as a police officer, I finished my bachelor's degree, graduating with honors in criminology and law studies. Shortly thereafter, I began the long road to becoming an FBI special agent, a position I once understood to be the pinnacle of law enforcement and a way to continue to serve this nation and protect and defend the Constitution. During my 4 years as a special agent, I received the highest annual review an employee can receive. I volunteered for, tried out for, and was selected for an FBI SWAT team. I also volunteered for, tried out for, and was selected for a new unit the FBI created. I also received an award for my work on an anti-abortion extremism case. I've been smeared as a malcontent and subpar FBI employee. This smear stands in stark contrast to my life in public service. This smear campaign, disgusting as it is unsurprising. Despite our oath to uphold the Constitution, too many in the FBI aren't willing to sacrifice for the hard right over the easy wrong. They see what becomes of whistleblowers, how the FBI destroys their careers, suspends them under false pretenses, takes their security clearances and pay with no true options for real recourse or remedy. This is by design. It creates an Orwellian atmosphere that silences opposition and discussion. We know what is right to do, yet we too often refuse to do what is right because of the difficulty and suffering it incurs. I couldn't knowingly continue on this path silently without speaking out against the weaponization I witnessed, even if it meant losing my job, my career, my livelihood, my family's home, and now my anonymity. It's up to members of this committee, current and former FBI employees, and indeed all Americans to ensure that the weaponization of our own government against the people comes to an end, no matter the personal cost. As James Madison prudently opined, in framing a government which is to be administered by men over men, the great difficulty lies in this. You must first enable the government to control the governed, in the next place, oblige it to control itself. The safeguards currently in place at the FBI are clearly inadequate and must be reworked to protect whistleblowers and others who are inappropriately targeted. The FBI can extract whatever they want from me. I'm willing to bear that burden. I've sworn to defend this country from enemies, both foreign and domestic, even if that means sacrificing my life. I've lived that oath out since first enlisting in the Army, consistently saying, "Here am I, send me." My oath, however, did not include sacrificing the hopes, dreams, and livelihood of my family, my strong, beautiful, and courageous wife, and our 4 sweet and beautiful daughters who have endured this process along with me. In weaponized fashion, the FBI allowed me to accept orders to a new position halfway across the country. They allowed us to sell my family's home. They ordered me to report to the new unit when our youngest daughter was 2 weeks old. Then, on my first day on the new assignment, they suspended me, rendering my family homeless.
Wow.
They refused to release our goods,
Wow.
including our clothes, for weeks. All I wanted to do was serve my country by stopping bad guys and protecting the innocent.
Men and women, if the FBI can do this to their own, what do you think they're doing to us? See what they did? This poor guy was retaliated against. They make him move across the country, buy a new home, move his whole family, and then dismiss him from his job. How despicable. Just despicable what they do to their own. But hey, they did the same thing in Manalapan, New Jersey, to one of their own police officers. Same thing. But let's continue, folks. Oh, and what they're doing to us? Thank you so much, sir, for coming forward.
To my chagrin, bad guys have begun running parts of the government, making it difficult to continue to serve this nation and protect the innocent. But I, for one, will never stop trying. And I will never forget my oath. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you.
Mr.
Thank
Boyle.
you.
God bless you.
That's right.
Mr. Friend, you're recognized for your opening statement.
Okay, boys and girls. I'm going to end here because it is a half an hour long. I've got some things to do, but I want you to see this. I will post a link to this so that you can hear it and listen to it over and over again. And you listen to this man's testimony and what the FBI did to him. Targeted him. He used the word target. And then you'll listen to the 3 others, folks. Everybody needs to call the FBI. Tell them. You want your name off the watch list. You want to know what your number is. You want to know why the sheriff's department, your neighbors are warring against you if you're not on a list. Prove to them that you're on a list. You want off. You want the evidence. You want your day in court. You want restitution against these criminals. FBI whistleblowers testify before House Weaponization of the federal government. Forbes breaking news. FBI whistleblowers speak out. I sacrificed my dream job to share this with the American people. Well, thank you, sirs. Thank you. Thank you for your service and for upholding the U.S. Constitution and your oath to it and not to the FBI. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading, bringing to you more evidence of the criminals that run our government.